The private sector in Kisumu is now gearing up to reap benefits from the upcoming Afri City Summit to be held in 2021.
The conversation comes amidst increased tension in the business fraternity after the county government demolished informal business structures within the town in what the county termed as a beautification project to elevate Kisumu into a city standard.
Well, Laura Otieno has more details on that story from Kisumu.
Indeed, it is a summit that is expected to attract a very high-powered delegation. About 10,000 of them will be making their way into the lakeside city of Kisumu to discuss matters governance and generally matters of inclusivity within the governance system. And of course, top of the agenda, of course, will be to see how residents of Kisumu and the catchment areas are set to benefit from Afri Cities 2021. Of course, there have been concerns raised by business communities and of course residents living within the informal settlements around town on how exactly they're set to benefit from the Afri City Summit. The business community, of course, is lamenting the demolitions that were witnessed in Kisumu in the past few months for the expansion of the port partly, and also a part of it was part of the beautification of Kisumu town in order to elevate it as to a city status, as was agreed back in the early 2000s by the then mayor of Kisumu town, by then Sam Okello. So of course I'm joined here by some of the stakeholders that are spearheading the Expo Forum. And if we could start with you, Sam, how exactly are you planning to incorporate the county government? Because as of with the devolution, of course, with the new constitution, county governments were mandated with the role of planning.
The residents of informal settlement and to a bigger extent our cities had hopes when this proclamation was made. And indeed, the governor of this city, Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o, in his manifesto agenda number 6, also proclaimed 10,000 houses in his 5-year tenure. So far, in the informal settlements, we've not seen anything. So we are saying, here we are able to do our part, we are able to do our savings through housing cooperatives. Already today we are launching our own fund. We are saying, can we engage? Can we partner, private-public partnership, so that subsidies can be put into this independent housing fund and the low-income people are able to access it and repay through their daily contributions.
I tend to see a situation where the informal sector is not captured. And when now we are talking about affordable houses for all, there is a situation that most of us persons with disability are going to be left out. And in most of the scenarios, ramp is the only factor that is usually considered as something for inclusivity, which should not be so. There are different types of persons with disability, and where we are talking about affordable houses for all, then all issues of persons with disability with different categories should be considered.
We are having a people-led organization. We've formed housing cooperatives, and now we would request that the county should consider putting a fund for the informal settlements, also because it is part of the county. When they are doing the planning, they are only involved in the CBD, leaving the informal settlements. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Those are some of the sentiments of the people leading the Housing Expo here in Kisumu town. Of course, it will be interesting to see, because we have recently seen the outcome of the census 2019. So, of course, it will be interesting to see whether the county government will be including the public in participation in terms of planning for urban houses, and, of course, the realization of the affordable housing agenda, which is one of the big 4 agenda which the president is hoping to ride on as one of his legacy projects by the time he leaves office. So, of course, we will be sitting down later on with the county government to really understand what the greater plan is for the people who are also anticipating the coming Afri City Summit in 2021.
That is none other than Laura Otieno giving us an update on how possible Kisumu being a city would become 2021.